Yep, I'm back. Thank you for waiting for me. And like I promised, I'll come back with What If Dago Have Ultra Instinct Part 5. Hope you like it, and I really hope I don't mess up this one. But before I start, I have to give thanks for my friend Blaze Hollow on Discord for helping me making this part. He is the guy that is helping Ryan in his second channel. And when I mean help, I mean he's doing all the work. Ryan only have to make the thumbnails and edit the video, and we all know that Ryan thumbnails are basic. So thanks again for Blaze Hollow for helping me, and without further ado, video intro. So in part 4, after covering Deku's training a bit, I immediately skipped to the entrance exam. But the event of this part will take place during the time skip, and maybe the part after this. So with that, let's begin. So after his meeting with Jiro, Deku was unable to forget her because technically she's the first girl that he got on a date with. But after what happened, saving her in the concert and meeting her parents, especially meeting her parents, he thinks that's enough drama for one day. So he lay on his bed and fell asleep. But when the next day come, he decided he have enough rest, so he go to his master dojo and ask him for a training regimen that can push him to his limit. And for the first time, his master was against it and tell him, after what happened in the mountain with Sludge Villain, I think you should take it easy and master what little control you have over your quirk. Then I will consider your request. Deku reply, understand, but how? His master think for a second and tell him, most likely way is meditation, because you told me that you are able to tap into your quirk at will, but you need to control your emotion and let your body move freely without any strain, and meditation can help you with that. Plus it can also help you to be more self-aware, so when you let your quirk dodge, you can focus on attacking yourself. And for you to not get rusty, I will consider focusing on your techniques. Deku tell him, oh I see, thanks master. Then he started his routine of meditation and doing basic attacks / movement and combos over and over again. And doing this he began to bond with Kirishima more and more, and he even considered him one of his few true friends. So after a couple of days, during one of their breaks, Kirishima asked Deku about himself, like why is he doing martial arts, you know, the normal stuff. Then the topic of dating come up and Deku tell him that he never went on a date. Then a flashback of his date with Jiro hit him and his face turned a bit red. Kirishima sees this and asks him, yo Izuku, you're okay, your face is turning red. Deku tell him, it's nothing. Kirishima reply, if you say so, but remember if you need me I'll always be here as your friend. Deku stays silent for a second and he tell him, well I did meet a girl a while back at the concert and I sort of spent the rest of the night with her and met her parents. Kirishima's face lights up with a huge smile on his face and tell him, so what happened? Come on, I need details. Then Deku tell him about what happened that night. And guys, let's say that Jiro gave Deku her phone number after he gave her the wristband. Okay, let's return to the story. Then Kirishima tell him that really manly and awesome what he did to her. But did you call her? Deku was hesitant, tell him, no I didn't. Kirishima asked, what? Why? Deku replied, well, I don't feel comfortable talking to girls. It's coming from the guy who spent the whole day with Momo, Kirishima told him, what? Deku replied, I didn't talk to someone and he or her will acknowledge my presence for the last 10 years. And that disregarding Momo, mine, his mom, Naofumi teacher and his teacher. So there are quite a lot of people, but let's roll with the story. Kirishima was ashamed, speechless and embarrassed, told Izuku sorry if I bring out something uncomfortable. Deku replied, nah, it's okay. I don't care what people think of me, or if they choose to ignore me or not. My goal is to be the best and strongest hero that I can be. Not only to show them that they were wrong about me, but also to make sure that the few people that support me, their wait will not be in vain. Kirishima smiled and tell Deku, let's get stronger together. Deku smiled back and tell him, yeah, let's. And they do a face bump. Then Kirishima tell him, oh, back to the point. What will you do about the girl? I think you should have to give her a call. Deku's face turned a bit red and tell him, I don't think this is a good idea. I only met her once. But before he can finish his sentence, his master tell him, I'm with Kirishima on this one. Deku looked behind him and see his master surprised and tell him, Master, how much did you hear? His master grins and tell him, I heard all of it. So what is the difference between this girl and the other two? Kirishima and Deku tell him, the other two? Then Deku realizes he's talking about Momo and mine, and his face turns a bit more red and tells him it's not like that. Then Kirishima look at Deku and tell him, what's not like that? Deku's face turned even more redder. It looked like that he's going to explode. But they keep pressuring him until he gives in and tells them, fine, I'm going to call her. But when I return home, the two of them accept Deku's offer, but only after he gives them his word. So after he finished the rest of his training, then returned home. At first he was hesitant to call her, but he remembered that he gave them his word, so he took a deep breath and called her. And the other side of the call, Jiro was minding her own business, almost completely forgot that he gave her phone number to Deku. Then she heard her phone ringing. She took a look at the screen and she doesn't know the number, but she decided to pick up and said hello. Deku starts stuttering a bit and tell him, hello, is Izuku Midoriya? At first Jiro did not recognize the name, but when she did, her face turned a bit red and tell him, oh hello Izuku, I thought you would never call. Deku was shocked and tell her, what? Jiro started thinking to herself, God damn it, did I really just say that out loud? And she tell him, it's nothing, so what's up? Why did you call me? Deku tell her, well... And with that he get a flashback for a few hours back. He asks his master what he will tell her. His master take for a second tell him, you should invite her to see my dojo. I'm going to do a free day for anyone who want to test if they like to do martial arts. And if she want to become a hero like you said, some training will help her in the future. Deku tell him, okay, I see, I'm going to tell her. And with that, let's return to the present time. After Deku tell her about the free trial, so what do you think? Deku ask. Jiro reply, sure, I'll give it a go. Deku tell her, great, so you want me to pick you up? Jiro tell him, nah, I don't want to bother you. Deku tell her, you will not bother me, not in the slightest. Jiro reply, well, if you insist, see you tomorrow. Deku ask her. She tell him, yeah, see you tomorrow, and they hang up. Then at the same time, wait, did he just ask me out on a date? So with that, let's say fast forward the next day. Deku on his bike and go to pick up Jiro. When he arrived, he was hesitant, but he knocked on the door. Jiro opened it and tell him, Izuku, you're here. Deku nod and ask her, are you ready? She nod and they start walking toward his bike. Her parents wish them good luck, and Deku gives Jiro his spare helmets and get on the bike and tell her he hung tight. She did by hugging Deku tightly from the back. He started freaking out internally, but he was able to keep his composure in the outside and tell her, are you ready? She nod and they start driving toward the dojo. In the way, Jiro asked him, for how long have you been doing martial arts? Deku replied, I think 6 or 7 years. I started pretty young. I was preparing my body for my quirk if the day come, and it did. Jiro tell him, why? Didn't you manifest your quirk when you were 5? Deku replied, yes I did, but I was unable to control it. It will only activate whenever I am in danger, and when it did, it took a huge toll on my body. But a few months back I fought a villain, and because of him I was able to find the trigger for my quirk. But I still need to be conscious how I use it. Jiro asked him why. He replied, I'm not strong enough to handle my full power just yet, and can use like 10. I can push to 15% at max, but beyond that I will exert myself in mere minutes. And I'm sorry if I sound like I'm ranting. Jiro told him, nah, it's okay, plus I like your determination to master your quirk and try to become a hero. Deku blush a bit and tell her, thank you. Jiro blush a bit and give him a smile. So with that, let's say fast forward when they arrive at the dojo, and when they enter there's quite a lot of people, all range from 8 to 15 years old. So some of them are in last year of middle school, and they want to see if this training will make them get stronger to become heroes, especially after hearing what Deku did to the slash villain. Even though they know they don't have the same quirk as him, they will lose nothing if they try. And to the surprise of Deku, few of them are from his middle school and a couple of them are Bakugo's minions. But when they see Deku, they avoid eye contact as much as they can, and Deku do the same. Kirishima pick up on that and walk toward them, and Deku tells Jiro to get on the line with the others. She did. Then Kirishima asked Deku, you know them? Pointing at the group that come from his middle school. Deku replied, yeah, they're from my middle school. Kirishima tell him, I see. Then he keep his mouth shut. Then Deku decides it's the perfect environment to test his meditation skills. He want to see if he can do it in the middle of all this ruckus of children, especially the 10-year-olds and under. They are quite loud. So he sit in a corner, cross his hand and start meditating. At first it was difficult, but slowly he was able to forget and remove the noise. Then after a few seconds, nothing. He can't hear anything. He forgot about everything. The new student, the dojo, everything. His body is more relaxed than ever because he just got into the flow state. Link in the description if you doesn't know what the flow state is. But to summarize it, it is when you focus on doing a job but without thinking. And I know it's a bit weird, but so this is the only way I can interpret it in the story. Then he start feeling something, and the more he stay in the flow state, the stronger the feeling get. He focused on it for a little while, and it turned out this is the weird aura surrounding his whole body. Every inch of his body is covered with it. He starts wondering what it is. Then he starts feeling something else. More auras. They are similar to him but different at the same time, and he doesn't know why. And in the outside world, Deku's master is demon. Come on, showing some of his techniques. You know, basically the mentor tried to impress the new students, and it worked. It got attention from some of the kids / teens. But like I said, there is some 8 years old kids, brats. So they are just running around playing with some sticks, and the master is not minding that at all. You know they are kids, although it's a bit difficult because of their constant screaming / yelling, but he managed it. Then a middle schooler point at Deku and asked him what he's doing. He's been doing it for a while. His master replied, he's meditating. Kid asks, is it necessary for us to do that? Your master replied, yes, but not for now. Izuku is special. His core can only be used or accessed by someone that have expertise in martial arts, and meditation can help him control it. I'm sure some of you already know that he's the one who defeated Sludging a few months back. They nod. The master continued, even though he's powerful, he was not his whole life. He's one of the few that didn't have control over his quirk for majority of his life, but he didn't let that slow him down and power through it, and in the end it pays off. And I know we don't have the same quirk as him, but at least we can learn something from him. Everyone was in shock to hear Deku's story, except the few that come from his middle school. They feel a bit of shame to treating him that way, but they did get a bit fired up to become better. But like the little demon they are, brats. Two kids charge at Deku, sticks in hand, and they try to attack him. And when his master sees them, it's already too late. They already charge at him. So they take a swing at Deku, and he blocked both attack with one finger each, without even opening up his eyes. Everyone was left speechless. Then Deku opened up his eyes and they are silver. He asked the kids, what do you think you are doing? The kids are a bit afraid from Deku's eyes, and he's called demeanor. So he grabbed the two sticks from their hands and told them, it's no good to attack people, kids. His master rushed at him and asked him, is he okay? Deku nodded, then his master starts scolding the two little demons. Deku tell him, master, please go easy on them, they are still kids, and kids do stupid decisions. His master take a deep breath and told them to apologize to Deku. They did, while crying a bit. Deku pat them and with a huge smile on his face accept their apologies. And he told to himself, so this is the two auras that charge at me, huh? What are these auras? I need to check it out when I return home. Then Deku tell his master, you should go back to the group, you still have time to show them. Then he looked at the clock, it's been almost 2 hours since he last saw it. Deku was shocked and tell him, what, did I really spend 2 hours meditation? It felt like only 20 minutes for me. His master was surprised. Really? Deku nodded and his master tell him, you're getting more and more used to the meditation, kid, I'm impressed. But since you're finished, mind showing the newcomers some of your moves? Deku tell him, sure, I don't mind. So what do you need me to do? Spar with you or what? His master take for a second and he tell him, why didn't you fight them? Deku reply, sure, I can do that. His master continue, all of them at once. Deku reply, what? Are you sure? You know I cannot hold back if I face them all at once. His master tell him, I never tell you to not hold back, but don't use your quirk. Deku tell him, I was not even planning on using it. It will be overkill if I did. Then he looked at the group and told them, so what are you waiting for? You heard the man, come at me with everything you got. Everyone start looking at each other, then they charge at him. So before we continue, I have to explain that I think the best martial art for Deku in this story is Wing Chun. If you want to know what it is, just Google it. But to summarize it, it's a martial art similar to Kung Fu that require quick arm movement and strong feet to defeat opponent, softly and professionally of the techniques in a relaxed manner. And from his training with Nafumi's teacher, and I forgot to mention that Nafumi's teacher is a judo professional, so when Deku spent time training under him, he picked up some good moves. And from training with Momo, he picked up how to use multiple weapons, especially sticks and swords. Okay, that's enough explaining, let's return to the story. Everyone tried their best to attack Deku, but one by one they got their butt kicked by Deku, until only one remaining standing, and is Jiro. And when Deku see that, he was hesitant to attack her, he doesn't know what to do. Same for Jiro, so they kept staring at each other and become awkward. But luckily his master break it and told him that's enough. Then he told the rest, I think everybody can see that Deku is far stronger than you even without a quirk. And I can tell you can become as strong as him if you focus on your training and give it your best. Then Deku's asked, but it will take time, dedication and discipline. So if you know that you are impatient and don't follow the rules, there is the door. but if you want to better himself and become stronger, welcome aboard. His master take him, then he adds, and I think that's it for our tour, so if you have any question, please ask. Some of them did ask, but only about the time they can come back and train. Then Jiro walked to Deku and asked us, so what do you think? Jiro replied, I think you are more stubborn than you let on. Deku tell him, you think? I was holding back. But I was asking you if you want to join the dojo. Jiro replied, oh that, yeah, I think I will. Deku smiled and her good. Jiro tell him, you should smile more, it suits you. Deku replied, you think? Jiro nodded and he tell her, well, it's going to be difficult. But can you wait for me? I need to take a shower, then I will take you home. She nodded and Deku go to take a shower. And her face in a bit red, thinking of him taking a shower. On a serious note, she start taking what Deku mean, but it's going to be difficult. And after a few minutes, Deku's master approached and asked her where he is. She tell him he's taking a shower. He tell her, can you give this to Deku? Watch out, it's really heavy. And give her a bag. Jiro was struggling to lift it up. Jiro asked him what is inside of it. It's really heavy. He tell her there is some weighted clothes inside of it. It will help him in his training in the future. So can you give it to him? She nodded, he thanked her and walks off. And Jiro started thinking it would be a good idea to give Deku this clothes right now. Or at least put it in locker rooms. And it's not a good idea at all. So she went to the locker rooms, knocked on the door and immediately opened it, and Deku was half naked. Thank God he put his pants first. Jiro's face turned bright red, but before she can say anything, she was shocked to see Deku's scars on his chest. But Deku, on the other hand, was embarrassed. He tell her, Jiro, what are you doing here? This is the guy's locker room. Jiro finally snapped out of it and tell him, your master tell me to give you this weighted clothing. Deku thank her, so can you leave so I can change? Jiro bolted out the locker rooms, apologized for what she did. Deku's heart is pounding so hard that he was unable to think, but Jiro on the other hand was asking herself what or who did that to Deku. After a couple of minutes, he exited the room, asked Jiro, are you ready? She blushed a bit, but she nodded. They walked toward the exit. They got on the bike and they started driving. Halfway through, Jiro asked Deku about the scars and who gave it to him. Deku tell her it's a long story, but I did tell you that I did fight a villain a few months back, right? She nods. Deku tell her, well, I got scar from him. I almost died because of him. Jiro tell him, but thank God you're still alive. And he was taken by the police, right? He'll pay for his crimes in jail. Deku tell her, no. He wasn't taken by the police. I defeated him for good. Jiro sensed Deku's tone changing, so she decided to stay silent the rest of the way. When they arrived at her house, Jiro apologized to Deku if she bring out something uncomfortable. Deku shook his head and said, nah, you didn't. So don't worry about it, okay? She nods, then Deku tell her, so see you tomorrow? She nodded again and he started driving. And I think I'm going to stop it right here. Thanks for watching and thanks again for Blaze for helping me making this part. And if you like it, drop a like and tell me what you think of it in the comment section. If you're new around here, consider subscribe and peace.